We start here. All right. Luke de Jong, for those kids out there who don't understand, he's the reigning Eredivisie MVP. He's the team captain for PSV.
Once linked with Club America.
Yeah, they're starting 9. He's the man right now that seems to be not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And we've seen Ricardo Pepi voice his frustration in a respectful way and bide his time, wait, and get scraps here and there, but absolutely feast on those scraps when he's given an opportunity. Peter Bosz, the head coach of PSV, has said he does nothing wrong. The only thing wrong is Luke de Jong is in his spot, and I cannot do anything about that. That is his club situation. So when you get an opportunity, you have to feast, and he has been feasting. Unfortunately for Ricardo Pepi, the national team situation does not get better. You mentioned, Mao, that he was the starter for the U.S. men's national team this last window. By default.
Yep.
It was
a lot of injuries.
It was him or Brandon Vasquez, and they weren't going to go with Brandon Vasquez, so he went with Ricardo Pepi. He went with the guy who comes off the bench, against Panama and scores a goal while he's concussed. He doesn't play against Mexico. That game goes bad. He plays the next 2 games. He does very, very well. Well, guess what? Folarin Balogun, who many think is the de facto starter for the U.S. men's national team, he's injured with a shoulder injury. He wasn't there. Haji Wright, the only 9 in this whole pool to have a goal in the World Cup, he's also injured, not there. Josh Sargent, who's been on fire at the club level, can never get it together at the national team level, he's injured. He is not there, so he got a run. He got an opportunity, and that is not guaranteed. He needs to keep, when he gets opportunities, he needs to stay on fire. He needs to keep feasting on these opportunities. If you saw the minutes, it's a goal per every 57 minutes.
Yeah.
He's absolutely efficient, prolific, but you can only prove that by getting on the field. And unfortunately for Ricardo Pepi, those situations are few and far between, both at the club level and at the national team level, but that's out of his hands. You can only control what you have in front of you, and right now he has this opportunity. And if you saw the picture, if you saw the video of Luke de Jong watching this game, his wife was clapping. She looked happy. He didn't look happy. Yeah. That, to me, looks like somebody who understands he's on the tail end of his career and he's a club legend, but they got somebody right now who's scoring goals and the game waits for nobody.
And he's a club legend because he has those kind of reactions. You know, a lot of people are probably like, oh, he should clap for his teammate. But of course, he's thinking about himself. He's a natural competitor. There's Luke de Jong.
Strikers, number 9s, are extremely selfish.
Of course.
Extremely selfish.
Like the most selfish people in the world.
Bad, but I mean, it gets bad.
Yeah, like it gets
Can
really
I
bad.
really quickly, my only fear for Ricardo Pepi.
You get the last word in here.
Ricardo Pepi is leading the Eredivisie right now in goals, and he started 4 games. I've been in that situation. I won a goal-scoring title not being a starter, starting 5 games in Mexico. What happens to you after is they look at you like you are only a super sub, and you have to prove yourself double. And that is my fear for Ricardo Pepi, of getting typecast, because they say, well, he's been doing it when Luke de Jong's not here, when he's coming off the bench. So maybe we can keep going down that road. That is my fear for him.
As a manager, certain spots on the field, right, have different qualities. I feel, and I'm no manager, I'm not going to pretend that I'm a manager, but I feel like
But let me pretend.
Let me pretend for a moment. Sometimes I speak like if I had any managerial experience. But the number 9 spot is very specific.
Yes.
And you want to go with a hot hand.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a club legend. If I have another player that is scoring consistently, that's scoring once every 57 minutes, that's a good record.
And he's only 21, by the way, so
only
he could
21.
represent the future.
I, as a manager, want to go with a striker that is scoring. So when you were mentioning the other number 9s for the national team, I feel that the window's still open for Ricardo Pepi, because those 9s, they've all had their chances. And I don't feel we are in a position to say, yes, this or that is the absolute starter. Yeah. So when a player gets injured, right, you usually don't lose your spot because of an injury. But in this case, I feel that the window is open for Ricardo Pepi, even if those other players come back
You
healthy.
mentioned those other players have had chances. Here's the problem. They've not had chances under Mauricio Pochettino.
True.
New coach comes in. He wants to see what he's got to play with.
Very true. Very true. So Ricardo Pepi, anything that is in his control, it looks like he's controlling pretty well. Here's something that's pretty good too. ESPN FC is available daily on ESPN Plus, and we'll keep a close eye on Champions League action.